Welcome back to another commentary. Sorry it took so long, but life's a bitch. So, let's jump right into this.
Say, remember when I said I wasn't going to use Spike as my avatar anymore? I lied.
How could you betray us like this? I'll never trust you again! Oh, wait. I don't even care what avatar you use.
Hello and welcome to a commentary. I'm your host, Martin Dave.
Hello, Dave. You're looking well today.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I am a brony. Boring! Anyways, today's video is on Gurgolax. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And his videos about bronies. Now, this isn't one of his commentaries, but his rant on the show and his fear on how it will go downhill. And it's pretty fucking stupid, even for brony standards. Let's watch.
The irony.
I love My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. It is quite possibly my favorite animated show of all time, as it has great characters, appealing animation, and wonderful humor. However, I'm making this video because lately I'm feeling worried about this show, and it's something I want to address. Particularly, there are 3 subjects on the hand that worry me because I feel if this show is affected by them too much, it might become a terrible show.
Keep in mind that he said if. That shows how pointless this rant is.
Because talking about the future and speculating on what might happen is always pointless, right?
Also, I'm gonna skip this next part because it's about him discovering the show and him falling in love with cartoons again, and it drags on for 3 minutes.
Now, I'm telling you all about this because I want you to know how I feel about this show and how worried I am about the show losing its fan base. Without bronies, I never would have found out about it, nor would I have even gotten into the show to begin with. And to see them leave the herd is emotionally heartbreaking.
Of all the worst things that could happen, this is the worst thing!
Sorry, I couldn't resist. But in all seriousness, does it really matter if that bronies are leaving the fandom? I mean, what about the ones that give it the bad name? Are you sad that they're leaving too?
Well, with no fans, there is no fandom, so yeah, it would be a big deal. But he's definitely over-exaggerating how many are leaving. That would have been a much better thing to point out than what you did.
Let's start off with Alicorn Twilight Sparkle.
Boring!
I don't want the show to focus too much on Alicorn Twilight and change her personality. I just want the show to be the same great show except Twilight having wings and is a princess. I hope this show is not affected by this change and it will still continue to not only focus on her, but also focus on her friends and all the side characters just like how it is in the first 3 seasons.
That is a stupid thing to say. Of course they're going to focus on the main 6. They have been since the past 2 seasons. And they aren't going to change Twilight's characters because she hasn't changed from the past season. And more than likely they aren't in the 4th.
I heard a lot of hope, speculation, and worry. Not a single certainty is going to happen. So all he's doing is considering the possibility of the worst, but does not count out the possibility that he's wrong. Also, nice reassurance with your most likely scenario, but also unprovable or backable theory.
Season. Again, provide examples on this.
Provide examples from the future? You asked the impossible, good sir.
And one more thing. The next 2 complaints of his aren't about the show. Just a heads up.
So,
Another
when did he
subject
ever
I want
say he was
point
only
out
going to
is
talk
fan
about the
game
show?
Fighting is Magic getting a cease and desist from Hasbro. Now, admittedly, I'm the last person who should be complaining because, honestly, I wasn't terribly excited about this game. I'm not saying it looked bad or anything. I'm sure the game would have been great had it come out, but I don't know. It just sort of looked... It didn't look anything interesting to me. But anyways, it's not the game itself getting canceled that rubs me the wrong way, it's that the team behind it put so much effort into a game that was going to be free and was not meant to make any money whatsoever. It was meant to be a fan game. And what does Hasbro do? For God knows why, they decided to be douchebags and cancel a fan game for no reason.
Objection!
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
What Dave is trying to do here is make himself look smart by bringing up that it's about copyright laws. But if he'd actually done any research, he'd actually know there's no grounds for that in this particular case, and it's actually all about trademarks. Good job trying to make somebody look ignorant by being ignorant yourself.
I had a promising start and now this.
I think this game was only canceled because Hasbro's lawyers saw an opportunity to make money and slammed the C&D on the team.
And how is using a C&D on something that was free to play and, for my knowledge, Hasbro has no intentions of making, is milking it?
Now Hasbro...
Okay, I'm skipping this next section because it's just a friggin' mess. The ranter's got his games mixed up, so he's talking about the wrong thing. And Dave, I don't know if he knows the guy's wrong and just ignoring it, not telling the guy, decides to just attack the guy for talking about something that has nothing to do with the subject. So rather than untangling the mess, I'm just going to move on to the rest of the rant. If you want to see it, go ahead and look at his video, but yeah, just a mess.
Now, for probably the subject I am the most worried about, a rumored spin-off show called Equestria Girls, with the main 6 characters as humans. Now, first off, if you've seen my DeviantArt channel's favorites page, you would know that I am absolutely crazy about humanized pony characters, so already I like the concept in itself, and while some people might not like the odd, non-realistic skin colors of the characters, I personally don't mind it so much. However, I'm extremely worried about this show if it ever does come out, because, you know, this is a rumor.
Which makes it all the more pointless to talk about.
Never worry about
But
tomorrow,
then again,
right? Always
you've
live for
done
today.
commentaries
That might
on
be a
other
disappointment.
pointless crap.
I'm worried that the show, unlike FIM, might end up being only for little girls.
Bitch, please! In this fandom, gender demographics are about as useful as the points on Whose Line.
And no one else, and just be about the main 6 being brain-dead valley girls doing boring high school shit or something. Anyways, also, in the TV industry, spin-offs never work.
Super Charmander 1 already made a comment on this, so moving on.
Care to give us a reference or a link to who this guy is and where you saw the comment? Because you seem to be so keen on references.
Very concerned that being a fan of humanizing MLP characters, that this spin-off might end up being a lost opportunity. However, I have an idea for this spin-off.
Because Hasbro will totally listen to you.
First off, make the
When did he say he was talking to Hasbro? He's talking to his viewers here. He's letting them know how he thinks it would have been a good way to make it. In fact, if he hadn't done this, you'd probably go, well, if you don't like it so much, why don't you give us examples how it could be good? Jeez, what was the point of your comment?
the show just like FIM, where the characters still have magical and fantasy-esque powers and go on adventures to fight off evil baddies.
Then
Also,
what the
show
fuck is the
important
point in having the
high school,
characters
at the
in
very
high
least, make
school?
it like
Gave an
mode,
example
where
how
it doesn't
right
focus
after
too
you
much
said
on the
that.
high school setting. Finally, make sure the characters are exactly like their FIM counterparts. Yeah, and give them the exact same names as well. But don't make it canon. I'd say make it where everything is just like FIM's universe. Same characters, same everything, except it's not canon and it has humans.
You heard it, folks. Make everything the exact same thing. The characters, the animation, the saying, everything. That shit has been successful in the past. Right? Also, no fucking duh the spinoff isn't a canon. Do you really think Hasbro will let a show about 6 high school girls be in the same universe as their pony counterpart?
Here it is. I always bring it up. Research. If you read the supposed storylines, this series is supposed to begin with the main 6 being transformed and sent to Earth. So wait, that would mean what? Same universe, right? Oh, and I really like how you talk here as if you know exactly how this series is gonna be. Both of you really should do some research before addressing the subject. Well, the rest of this is the ranter talking about how he never wants My Little Pony to die, Dave saying that's stupid because then the show would suck, and talking more about how pointless this whole thing was, even though it seems to have entertained the guy's viewers, which is entertainment value for them, so I guess so. My thoughts on this? Wow, when you make a commentary and make the ranter look good, you know you're doing something wrong. Because I've seen both of these, and I really can't see the difference in quality in either of these. Both of them were pretty bad. I'd call this a double fail. But I'll let you, the viewer, decide if this is actually a triple fail, and I myself have done horrible. Hope you liked this. Hope you all have a good day. Thanks for watching.